What's up, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know that I have been going, and that's only really because I had my wisdom teeth pulled, and it wasn't like right now we have to do it, it's an emergency, you're going through too much pain. It was like let me get my wisdom teeth pulled so I can, proceed to go get braces. But anybody who knows me, nothing is never easy with me. Like, it's always something that happens. So, I got my wisdom teeth pulled, and my pain, it was good. Like, I ain't had no pain, but a couple days later, I caught like an infection. So that put me back down. Like, I was so hungry. I was thinking about foods that I don't even eat on a regular basis, like foods that I don't even like. That's how hungry in need of food I was. So I healed up, and I was thinking like, by August 7th I will be good, and I'll be able to get back to making my videos. And I was not good. I was so hungry, and I just couldn't do it. But speaking of food, let's get into my story time about the time me and Najwa almost lost our lives over a free meal. Yes, me and Naj almost lost our lives over a free Denny's meal. Denny's. Okay, so the way the story started off is me and Naj was at home one night chilling, and it was a guy that kept texting my phone. And when he first texted me throughout the day, I was like, you have the wrong number, I don't have any kids. Because he was like, do I cut your kids' hair? And I'm like, I ain't got no kids. He was like, who are you? I was like, oh, my name's Champagne. He was like, send me a picture. And like a dummy, he sent a picture first, so I'm just like, I don't know him. But like a dummy, I still sent the picture back. And so he responded back, and he was like, you cute, whatever it is. And I'm like, oh, thank you, but I don't want to text you because I have a boyfriend, and I don't want to be disrespectful to my boyfriend. So he was like, all right, cool. So then the day went on, we was chilling. Naj had company over at the house, and so we was chilling with the company talking. And so when the company left, me and Naj was like, man, I'm hungry with this and with that. So then the dude, like, I don't know, like, I feel like the universe was just trying to put us in the wrong place at the right time. No. The wrong place at the wrong time. Something like that. Somewhere it's making sense in my head, but I just can't get it out. So the guy texted me. He was like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, nothing, I'm chilling. He's like, do you want to go out for, do you want to grab something to eat? And I'm just like, okay. So I'm like, nah, she won't buy. I say, nah, she trying to take me to go get something to eat. And Nash was like, tell him it's two of us. So I'm like, okay. So I text him back. I'm like, well, it's two of us. He's like, that's cool. So when I told Nash was like, oh, he gonna pay for a bitch meal? Like, he gonna pay for my meal? So I'm like, girl, yeah. So Nash was like, text him, tell him to come with this and with that. So y'all, we getting dressed. And I'm like, well, I'm not finna get cute because I don't want him to think that, like, I like him or something. Like, nobody passes up free meals. But I passed them up now because you was not gonna get me. So he came to get us. And mind you guys, we living in San Francisco. Everybody has nice cars. Everybody has nice cars. So when he pulls up, his car was not nice. Like, that shit was beat up. Like, beat up, banged up, discolored. Tires wasn't matching, rims wasn't, hubcaps, all that was gone. The lining from the head, roof, whatever, was hanging. It was just rough. So I'm like, ooh, I don't want to go. So then, by the time I could turn around and run back up the stairs, he saw me. He was standing outside the car like, he got a limousine. He about to pop this door open and we finna get in all classy. But we didn't. So we get downstairs, and I ahead of time I told Naj, I was like, nah, just grab a knife because we don't know this guy, and like we just going to get a free meal. So Naj grabbed the knife. She put it in her purse, and we go downstairs to the car, and I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to get in the back seat with Naj because like I don't know him, and he was like, well, one of y'all got to get in the front seat. Naj had already jumped in the car. That's how quick she be moving. So I'm like, I don't want to sit in the front seat. I said, well, I can't sit in the back. So me and him going at it. Now he's standing on the driver's side and I'm standing on the passenger side. We standing at the back of the car. So I'm like, why I can't get in the back seat? Like it's not that serious. I'm not. And he was like,
I'm not finna ride. I told y'all behind me. No, it ain't going down like that.
Right.
so like I started getting jittery because I'm like what? Why you tripping? Like it's just a back seat. So then, y'all, he ran to the trunk of the car. And I was like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? So he was like, man, I don't know. Y'all got something going on with this and what? I'm like, no, we ain't got nothing going on. Like, you need to chill. Like, whatever you trying to get, you need to stop. So Naj is in the back seat, and she's like, and I'm like, if I was to try to run, I would just leave Naj, and he'll probably just kill Naj. So I'm just like, oh my God, like, let me just get in the car. Because now I feel like I'm stuck. Like, I ain't got no choice but to get in the car because Naj already in the car. So we was originally going to IHOP, but then when I checked my GPS to see if IHOP was open, Siri said IHOP was closed. So I hit him with that, where we going? Because Siri, IHOP closed at 12. He was like, well, you know, Denny's open. So Denny's was right up the street from IHOP. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we get to Denny's. Like, Denny's got cars, the inside packed. I'm like, oh, Denny's booming like a little mini Waffle House. So we walk to Denny's. It's a dude standing up at another table where a guy and his girlfriend is sitting. So I'm like, oh, they must know each other. Now, we stayed in Pittsburgh, California. That's like 45 minutes away from San Francisco. And I'm like, oh shit, like I ain't never seen no black people out here in Pittsburgh. Like I'm lit right now. Like I'm like, okay. I was that happy. That's how happy I was. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna just go in here and kick it. Parlay. I did not know when we first walked in what we was walking in on, but once I got in and I felt the vibe, I already knew some shit was popping up. The dude who was standing at the table where the girl and the guy was sitting, he was trying to talk to the dude's girlfriend. So I'm like, oh my God. So next thing you know, like I looked at Naj looked at me, we looked back, he swung and hit the dude while he was sitting down. So I'm like, oh man, that's a fight. So I don't stand and watch fights. Like, I'm just not with it. I don't watch fights. Anything could happen. Like, you need to move, get out the way, keep it pushing, go home and be grateful that you made it. So me and Naj, I grabbed Naj. I'm like, Naj, come on, let's go. So we leaving, and I'm like, what a dude at who drove us here? He's standing in IHOP looking at the fight like. So I'm like, this nigga gonna get us killed. He gonna get us killed over a free meal. So I'm like, man, no. So then everybody, like the dude, they still fighting. They stop and run outside. So while they run outside, I'm like, well, maybe we could run back in Denny's, and they're not gonna let them back in. But the boy girlfriend was still in there. So they runs outside, jumps in the car. So I'm like, oh, they finna leave her? Like, what's going on? Jumped in the car, pulled up to the door of Denny's. Yes, y'all, they pulled up to the door of Denny's. And I'm like, oh shit, like, they finna light this bitch up. And we stuck in here, like, we finna die. Chitty chitty bang bang, we gone. So they runs back in, and like, I grabbed Naj. Me and Naj was like in some kind of little weird, like, it was like a weird square just in the middle of Denny's. Like, you could just go in. It was like a cubby hole. So me and Naj was pushed into it for a minute. So I'm like, oh shit, like, they finna shoot this bitch up, and we stuck in here. Like, if they kill them, they gonna kill us too, because we saw this. Y'all, I was so scared for my life. I started thinking about everything that I ain't never get to accomplish. I was just like, this can't be real. Like, why me out of all people? Why I gotta go through this? So I was like, oh shit, we could make a run for it. So me and Naj made a run for it, and I told old dude, I was like, come on, let's go. He was like, nah, I got y'all. I told y'all I got the heat in the car. Nigga, you got the heat in the car. You ain't got the heat on you. And we ain't trying to be a part of no shootout. None of that. Like, just get us in the car and let's go. So he was like, you know, it ain't that. I said, man, you know what? Fuck that. So me and Nash, we ran back out of Denny's. We ran to the back of Denny's. Y'all, when we got to the back of Denny's, you could hear it. Like, these people was in the kitchen and all. Like, they was all up and through Denny's. Like they worked there. So I'm just standing there like, what the fuck we gonna do? So my guy friend, he called me and he was like, you know, what's up? And I'm like, man, we is at Denny's and shit just hot right now. So he was like, well, you know, if you want me to come get y'all, it's gonna be like 25-30 minutes. I'm just like, okay. So when I told him okay, the dude walks out and I'm just like, he's like, y'all ready to go? I hit him with that, we been ready to go, like, what you talking about? So he gets in the car. In the car ride home, it was kind of like a silent car ride, but it was awkward as hell, because, like, on the way back to the house, he was like, well, you know, maybe we can do this tomorrow night or in the daytime. And I'm just like, nigga, we ain't going nowhere with you no more, because you almost got us killed. You almost tried to kill us. That's 2 accidents in 1. Nah, we not doing this no more. So on the ride home, his car started overheating. Yes, y'all, overheating. Like, his car was like it was doing all this on me was driving. And I said to myself, if his car stopped, like, this just don't make no sense. Like, how you out here trying to take somebody out to dinner, breakfast, or whatever, 2 people at that, and all these problems going on with your car. You claim to be a barber, but you got all this going on with your car. Boo, you not finna play me like that. So when we get closer to the apartment, I'm like, well, you can just stop right here and we'll walk the rest of the way. Because I'm sorry, but if your car would have stopped in front of the house or in front of our apartment complex, you was going to be sitting in your car by yourself and we was going to take that walk to the house and you was not getting invited in, boo-boo. So we left the situation. Like, he took us to the house. Car was smoking. Like, it was smoke everywhere. Like, just... And I'm just like, man, Naj, let's go. So Naj hopped out the car. I don't know why she be moving so quick, but she hopped out the car and left me there. He was like, Champagne, give me a hug. And I'm like, my mama told me no hug, strangers. I took her running up the stairs. He's like, oh, for real, Champagne, you gonna act like that? Yes, I'm gonna act like that. You almost got me killed. You almost tried to kill me. We not doing this. Like, goodbye. I ain't had no business talking to you in the first place. So that was it. Like, we left the situation alone. I get back inside, he's blowing up my phone, like calling me, texting me, and I'm just like, it was a failed attempt for you to try anything. So you just need to let this go and move forward. So time keep going on. He's still texting and calling me. I'm not responding back. I'm not answering his calls. So one day, when I finally made it back to Georgia, he texts me, and I'm like, well, you know, I said to myself, let me text him and let him know I'm not in Cali, so maybe he'll officially, like, stop texting my phone. Y'all, he tells me, oh, well, I'll come out to Georgia and visit you this weekend. How are you gonna visit me and you got a smoking car that's gonna collapse on you at any given moment? Baby, you need to save all your coins and go get you a new car. So I text him, I'm like, oh, well, you know, I'm not going to be in Georgia too long. He's like, oh, you come back to Cali? And I'm like, no. He's like, well, where you going? And I'm like, why does it matter? He's like, because I come wherever you at. And I'm just like, is you stalking me? Like, how you even got my number in the first place? So I was just like, you know what? From now on out, if somebody texts my phone and I do not know them, that's it. Like, no more conversation, none of that. Like, I'm not going to even try to help you find who you think you was looking for. Like, that's just it. I was just completely done. And I learned my lesson, because ain't no meal worth my life 2 times. 2 times. Yes, I said 2 times. Ain't no meal worth my life 2 times. Thanks, you guys, for listening in on my story time this week. I'm going to try to do, like, some makeup tutorials, because y'all know I don't do makeup, but I can do my own makeup. I think I can, you know, dab in this. I did design a pair of sneakers this is them that I did. If you guys want to do DIY of how I did these, just comment below gold drip and I will do this. Comment gold drip. Yeah, I haven't did the other one, so that's why I'm willing to do a DIY with you guys. You guys have fun and be safe, and remember, keep it popping. Champagne in the house. Champagne in the house.